So, Crystal, I've been enjoying the right-wing civil war. Of course, you have Tucker and Nick Fuentes and Candace are roughly on one side. The other side, you have like Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro. Even Trump himself, you could kind of say, is more on their side, at least in terms of policy.
Yeah, true.
But somebody who's got in on the fun lately is Tim Pool. And he already sort of aggressively went after Candace. And honestly, I really think it comes down to he's jealous that she now is getting all the views. She's sucking up all the views like a vacuum on the right.
Yeah.
And, you know, he did this whole thing about how, like, views are down in politics. And it's like, for you guys, because you were all Trump meat riders.
Yeah.
You were meat munching for years, and that finally caught up to you because the movement crashed into the rocks. You know, like, nobody wants to hear your shit anymore. So Candace was smart enough to semi-hop off Trump's Johnson earlier than he did, right?
True. Yeah.
And I think he's still on Trump's Johnson, which is wild. I need to stop saying Johnson. It sounds gross. But Tim went right back to this well, so he ranted against Candace the other day.
Yeah.
He's back to it again, and this time he goes even further. Take a look.
I'm going to grab one super chat that just came in before we jump to the next story, and it's Huey says, Tim, I work in construction and experience the same thing. My coworkers are all in on the Charlie Kirk conspiracies. If the Republicans lose in the midterms, I believe that Candace Owens is wholly responsible. She is one of the biggest podcasts on the right doing everything to go to war with the organization that helped get Trump elected. Turning Point specifically was going out and registering people to vote. Without Charlie, it's in trouble. Turning Point needs to be able to go out and rally young people and register them to vote. And she's doing everything she can to destroy that. And that is going to, I suppose, it's going to rip out the coffers on the right. There is no organization like Turning Point that exists anywhere else that has the resources and the reach. And without Charlie, I'm not sure that they can make it. But I can tell you this, Candace lighting a Molotov and throwing it through the window is not helping. And it's the most demoralizing thing ever. Additionally, all of the fucking cowards on the right who are too scared to say anything about her, because she tweets at me talking shit or whatever, and then a bunch of people come and flood our chat. I could give a single flying fuck. You can come and you can burn everything I have to the ground, and I will happily live in a van down by the river. I don't care to be number one. I don't need to be number one. What I care about is what is true and what will help this country and what works. And she is a fucking scumbag, okay? And she's getting worse every day. And she crossed the line. She continually crosses the line every day, insinuating that Turning Point literally killed the guy who made them all rich. And I hear this in the streets, and at a certain point, I'm like, holy shit, we're gonna lose the midterms. We're gonna lose the midterms, then we're gonna lose in 2028, and it's because she's a piece of shit. Because instead of saying, guys, let's come together and figure out how to work together, she says the stupidest retarded crap. And now everybody's running around divided and broken. For what reason? For literally what reason? Now, guess what? I'm not on the best of terms with Turning Point either. In case you didn't remember, they didn't invite us this year, and it's become a big thing or whatever. I have nothing. I can say I know what they are, I know what they do, and I'm glad they do it. And if we don't get along, so be it. I don't know that they make it without Charlie, whatever. But what is the purpose of intentionally fanning the flames for 3 endless months of just nonstop retard shit, Candace? Holy crap. You know, initially in the beginning, she brought up some interesting things. New photos had emerged, and I said, wow, I even said this to Andrew Colvett at Turning Point at the beginning of October. Now she's at the point where it is video after video where she's saying it's an inside job. She's saying, like, there's a video of the dude, Mikey McCoy, grabbing his phone and making a phone call, and she's acting like that's weird. And then you get this other guy who's claiming that the business is a parking lot. Well, he full well knows businesses can be registered anywhere. To be fair, it's not only just Candace and saying what she's saying. It is all of these people who are like piranhas ripping the right to shreds. And you know what? A lot of cowards on the right being unwilling to say anything about it.
So a bunch of stuff I get out of that. First of all, he kind of is just admitting that he's a Republican operative here. You know?
That's a good point. Yeah, because it's just all about, and so therefore
Republicans
are going to lose the midterms. Where he postured for so long is like, oh, I'm a classical liberal. Didn't he do that whole bit?
Oh, I'm a classical liberal, but you know they've gone insane, so I'm actually independent. But the right is right about stuff.
And now it's just we're going to lose. We are going to lose the midterms. But to blame Candace, I mean, listen, I'm enjoying what Candace did. It definitely is not helping them for sure. To blame Candace for them being in the political predicament that they're in is so insane.
It's cope. It's total cope.
Yes, and talk about cowardly. Like, it's also cowardly. The guy who's really responsible for the state of the Republican Party right now is Donald Trump, right? Candace is a side actor in it. Like I said, she's certainly not helping your cause. She is sowing dissent among the ranks. But the reason the opening is there to do that is because of Trump. Of Trump sucking, of his like destruction of the economy, of his like destruction of free speech, wanting to start a million wars, the fact that he's, you know, I mean, he's falling asleep and he's like disengaged and people find his immigration stuff to be absolutely disgusting. And then here's the guy who's, you know, said he was going to release the Epstein files and now turns out he's covering up the Epstein files because he is himself in the Epstein files. None of that is Candace Owens' fault. That is your guys' fault entirely. And when you guys get destroyed in the midterms, that's whose feet the blame should be laid at.
Tim, I hope you're listening to this. Trump's at 35%, bro. Trump's at 35% favorability. That is catastrophic. The CNN guy, Harry Enton, was literally like at a loss for words the other day, talking about Trump's polling collapse. He said, and I quote, "This is a disaster. Trump is now lower than everybody except Richard Nixon at this point in his second term."
Wow.
That's on him, dog. That's on him. So you alluded to this, but you got the Epstein files, concentration camps, warmongering, corruption, inflation and unemployment rising. He's destroying the East Wing and building the Epstein Memorial Ballroom at the same time he's throwing Great Gatsby parties and kicking 17 million people off their fucking health care and doubling, tripling, quadrupling premiums. Like,
and his response to that is affordability is a con job.
Yes. So that has nothing to do with Candace Owens. Now, he is right about one thing. The thing he's right about is she is dividing and conquering the right. And I love it.
Yeah.
And I support it, right? But you have exposed yourself as a Republican hack. She has exposed herself as, I'm like an entertainment conspiracy person who's going to throw the stink bomb in the room and walk out.
Yeah,
right?
and she had a better sense as a grifter, as fellow grifters. She had a better, you know, between the two of them, she had the better sense of where things were trending. Whereas you thought the vibe had shifted, Republicans were ascendant, MAGA was dominant forever, and this is the place to be forever. She jumped off of that train, that Johnson, as you said, Kyle. She jumped in and was like, all right, I'm going to expand. I'm going to do some different things. I'm going to spit out some really wild, I mean, he's right that what she says is completely insane, right? She says things that are wildly unsupported, made up, you know, her whole, he didn't have anything to say about it when she was doing her whole transvestigation of Brigitte Macron.
Right,
by
that's
the
a
way.
great point. That's a great point, Crystal.
Yeah. I mean, so she's been doing and saying ridiculous things for a while, and now now you're jealous that she's getting all the views, and so you're objecting to what she's doing.
He also calls it, quote, retard shit. He says what she's doing is, quote, retard shit. But my reaction to that would be, okay, Tim, if it is, do the work. Because you come out here and you just, like, start yelling at her and berating her. I got bad news for you. She's done, like, what? 7 different episodes that are hours long where she goes through all of her conspiracies in like rigorous detail. Now, I happen to agree that a lot of her conspiracies are bullshit. But you have to actually make that case. You can't just say it and declare it and then walk away. You have to do 5, 6, 7 episodes that are hours long each. Here's why this is incorrect. Here's why that makes no sense. But you're not going to do that because you're fucking lazy. And that's the bottom line about that is a lot of the stuff is crazy for sure. But like, if you just start yelling at her and declaring that it's stupid, that's not going to land. People are going to go, fuck you. I watched her 7 episodes and I enjoyed them, Tim.
Well,
like, where's your fucking reaction to it?
Here's the other thing is like, you reap what you fucking sowed. You know, you guys indulged all of this QAnon. And listen, I don't really consume Tim Pool content, so I don't know how far he's gone into like the anti-vax stuff or the QAnon stuff or like, but there was many of these individuals were happy to indulge the conspiracy theory wackos on their side. And so just as it is with all of these things, when you're trying to ride a wave, someone is always going to be willing to go that step further. So
totally.
She's willing to just absolutely make up some batshit insane delusional theories. She's very talented. She stitches them together in a way that's incredibly entertaining. There are many liberals out there now who are watching Candace Owens just for the sheer entertainment value. But she was willing to go that one step further, and now you're mad about it. But you indulged these people. Like, you were happy to ride this train right up to, you know, to this point.
And the other thing is, she does the directionally correct thing, which is why I think a lot of this stuff is landing, in the sense that she's willing to say, oh, well, obviously the official story about Tyler Robinson and how Charlie Kirk was killed, that's obviously horseshit. And that part is true. So people are going to listen to the rest of what she has to say.
Yeah.
Whereas the implication of what the Tim Pools of the world say and a lot of other people on the right say is, shut up, there's nothing to see here. Kash Patel and Dan Bongino got it right, and it was only Tyler Robinson, and everybody stopped talking about it. Meanwhile, there's a lot of mainstream facts that sound conspiratorial, like the fact that it wasn't a 30-06 round, for example, right? And like, if you're not engaging with that part of it, then everybody's just going to look at you as fucking dishonest. And they're going to look at her as more honest, even though I agree she's making up a lot of the other stuff.
Yes.
You can be directionally correct, but also just dead wrong on a lot of the specifics.
Yes,
right?
and I do not think that the French Legion has a hit out for her.
Of course not.
Or the
That's
ones that
fucking
murdered
absurd.
Charlie or whatever. I mean, I mean, she really will just, like, make some shit up.
Of course, I know.
Yeah.
I know. And so she has a leg up on them because they've been doing content where they lie relentlessly for years, and she's like, I'll lie harder.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that worked, right? And then the other point I wanted to make is he kept talking about the cowards on the right are scared to disagree with her, which is such an astonishing thing to say, because the cowards on the right are all fucking scared to disagree with Donald Trump. You motherfuckers were protecting him through the Epstein files and the Epstein emails and the concentration camps and the warmongering. So, I mean, talk about a ridiculous criticism. Like, also, you guys are afraid to do it with Nick Fuentes. Don Jr. wasn't able to do it. Harmeet Dillon wasn't able to do it. J.D. Vance wasn't able to do it. You got a fucking Nazi who's zig-heiling and goose-stepping, and none of you were like, you know what, unequivocally, I condemn that. That's fucked up. They all do the, but, you know, they're disaffected young men, so you got to give them more leeway. Like, shut the fuck up. You guys can't do it with Fuentes. You guys can't do it with Trump. So now we're supposed to be mad at Candace?
Yeah.
It just, he screwed himself. He screwed himself.
I mean, I am looking at his views, and wow, how has he fallen off?
To be fair to him, the videos you're probably looking at, like, he'll do a live stream.
Yeah.
And then after that, he'll post the clips of the live stream.
Yeah.
And the clips never really did that well. The live stream itself is the thing where most of the views are.
Yeah,
so if you click on live and see how he's doing
okay,
there, that's the real litmus test. That's where he gets most of his views from.
Okay.
So what do you got?
Yeah, we got 133, 207, 171, 229,
yeah, so that's fine.
172.
He's in, 6 digits. That's fine. Maybe back in the day he was getting, I don't know, 600,000 or something.
Yes.
But 6 digits is okay. But yes, the videos themselves afterwards, they've never been. They're what, 20 something?
I definitely remember them doing better than this, though.
What are they at?
11, 29, 39, 19, 12, 23,
yeah, for
42,
him that's even a little
31.
light. I feel like he's a 30 to 40 guy.
Yeah, well, but he alluded to, like, other, anyone in the space, any conservative influencer in the space, which is probably talking about, like, Ben Shapiro.
And Shapiro's getting hammered. Shapiro's doing worse than he is.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. It's just the reason she's able to do what she's doing now is because the whole thing is falling apart.
Correct.
I mean, we lived through this on the left, right? After
Bernie's defeated, the Bernie runs, yes.
Then, you've got the right, like, there's all kinds of infighting, and there's an opening for that, and there's oxygen for that, and whatever. Like, and you have people who come into the space and who are able to exploit that moment. And so Candace is the person, and Fuentes are the sort of two people, and maybe Tucker you would put in that too, are the people who've most been able to exploit the particular moment that they're in right now, where their whole thing is kind of a mess, kind of falling apart. The internal divisions that were papered over when everybody was winning, now it's like those internal divisions are, do you hate the Muslims or the Jews more?
Right.
Like, those sorts of things have come to the surface. So, yeah.
He also made this point of, like, now a lot of us are looking around going, like, should we go down the same path as Candace? Do, like, this lie inflation thing where, oh, she did this conspiracy, I'll do a crazier conspiracy. And just the fact that he entertained that and he said that out loud to me shows how dishonest these people are.
Yeah.
Because it was never a consideration for me when we went through our lulls, which I'm sure we'll have many in the future too. But, like, it never was a thought of, oh, I'll just start making shit up or lying or going full conspiracy brain or telling people what they want to hear or trying to narrative hump or ride whatever wave is hot online. That never fucking occurred to me.
Yeah.
Because that's what having integrity is. Like, you're going to stick to your guns no matter what and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, but here's the other thing here's the other dynamic with Candace. she's married to a billionaire.
True.
So
she can say whatever the fuck she wants and get away with it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she is being sued by the First Lady of France for her transvestigation.
I wonder what the husband said in reaction to that. Like,
oh,
honey,
maybe reel it in.
Can we have a talk? I love you.
I don't know. He's got to be. I mean, this is the woman you married, right? This is the woman you married.
But that guy's friends with Andrew Tate too.
Really?
He's buddies with Andrew Tate. There's a lot of creepiness
but
with her.
Anyway, for her, you know, she's a billionaire. She'll be fine. Most people are not billionaires. So they have to think about, is the First Lady of France going to sue me for making up that she has a dick? Is that a thing that's on the table, right? That I have to be concerned about. Am I going to be sued by Turning Points USA? Because I think that is probably going to happen at some point. I know they're doing this like face-to-face debate thing. But, I mean, she's just out and out accusing them of murdering Charlie Kirk.
I think she's more insinuating it, and there might be enough legal cover where she could insinuate. But to your point, if she ever actually does cross that line of saying it, then it's like, okay.
I mean, she said, I haven't watched all her videos, but I saw her saying somewhere that she now knows without a doubt Charlie was betrayed by his friends in TPUSA.
But betrayed could mean, like, they knew it was going to happen but did nothing, which is still bullshit. But there's enough of a wiggle room legally in the U.S.
That's still defamatory.
In a court of law, it's got to stand. It's got to be like so ironclad in a court of law where it's like malicious, and she knew she was lying when she said it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, if they're considered public people, which I think they would be. But in any case, I mean, she's certainly courting a lawsuit with them. The French Legion thing going on now. I mean, she just can make stuff up, and the legal risk, as you know, someone who's faced legal threats too, it's a real deal. Like, even if it doesn't survive, ultimately, you're dealing with all the legal bills and the discovery, and the money just goes out the door really quickly. So, but for her, that's not a problem. For others, even Tim Pool is very wealthy, but he's not a billionaire. So you got to think about that stuff. So that's the other thing that Candace has going for her that these others don't, is basically money is no object for her.
It's like she's trying to blow through all of his wealth.
She's
like, oh, I'm going to make us both destitute any minute now.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to print millions of dollars as I'm going up, but it's all going to be paid right back out the door.
What a wild ride. Somebody needs to do like a fucking documentary on her. It would be a crazy-ass documentary.
She's an interesting character. She's definitely an interesting character. She's very talented. Like, she's compelling. You want to watch her. You can't look away, you know?
I mean, you say that about Alex Jones, too, when he lies about fucking everything,
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, Fuentes, same thing. Like, these characters aren't without their talent.
I mean, it literally is the era of, like, if you could just have raw charisma, congratulations. Here's 17 million people that want to watch. It's like, that's maybe not a good thing. Maybe not a good thing, you know?
True.
Hey guys, we were fortunate enough to get Afton Bain on the podcast, and of course she is the Woman of the Week. She ran in Trump plus 22 district in Tennessee and wound up cutting it by double digits. It ended up being Republican plus 9, so she lost her race, but she ran an amazing race, picked up double digits, ran a phenomenal campaign, so we were able to ask her all of the amazing questions about what it was like and where do we go from here and how does she reflect on her race. So definitely don't miss this one. Sign up below on Substack and watch the full thing.